This is a video that I don't really want to make, but I kind of do. It involves a record company, as you've noticed from the title. I'm talking about Third Man Records. Now, those of you that know Third Man, you know its founder is Mr. Jack White, who I have a lot of respect for. I'm not a fan of his music necessarily. There's some of it that I like, and actually I just recently got his new album. I went to a listening party at my local shop. Jack, he's part of the White Stripes, the Dead Weather, the Raconteurs, big solo career. Has 3 different stores, Third Man Record stores: Detroit, Nashville, and London, I think, are the 3. I've been to one. It's a very cool spot. And again, Jack is a very cool guy. But what bugs me is Third Man places, in their advertising anyway, and then when Jack is in interviews talking about vinyl records, a high emphasis on the importance of vinyl collecting, the importance of physical media, the importance of taking care of vinyl, of good quality vinyl, of pressings, blah, blah, blah. And from what I understand, their quality and their pressings have become much better in the last few years than they used to be. I have a few Third Man related items. I've got a couple of Jack White CDs, a Margo Price. I have an old Crow Medicine show that's Third Man. And I've got a couple more that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I also have these 2 records that I'm going to show. And they go completely against Third Man's quality and Third Man promising to be a premier product. Again, I was talking to a buddy of mine, Tommy, and we both agreed Third Man doesn't claim to be an audiophile manufacturer. They don't make quote audiophile records, and that then you can take whatever audiophile means to you and put it in the blank. For me, when I think audiophile, I think Tone Poets, the Blue Note, the Craft recordings, Kevin Gray cuts, Rhino High Fidelity, all of that stuff, even Mo-Fi, but we can get into that another day. Third Man just promotes quality records and quality product. And these 2 products, I purchased them and received them within about the same week or so. The first is this new live album by Sierra Farrell, one of my favorite Americana artists. And I showed this in my June Vinyl Finds video just a few days ago. It's really good. I don't have any issue with the sound. I don't have any issue with the record itself in terms of the sound. However, again, I'm paying a premium product after shipping. It's your standard kind of record, $30 or so. The first thing that ticked me off was when I opened this thing, and again, Jack White and your quality control. Why are you giving me this? Why are you giving me a paper inner sleeve? It's not polyline, it's just paper. Jack White is a collector. He loves antiques. He loves upholstery. He loves to do all this stuff involving old things. Records that we love, some of them are 60 years old, 70 years old. And these records that are still coming out one day are going to be 60 or 70 years old to the next collector. So why in 2026 are we still putting out paper sleeves? I had to put the record in my own inner sleeve, wasting one of my inner sleeves on a Third Man vinyl record that should be the best of the best, according to what Jack White says. It is very frustrating when somebody who puts something so high doesn't care about the customer in that way. And I should say, again, this is nitpicky. The packaging, it's not, it's a standard outer sleeve, but I want something a little bit better. Give me, like an OJC kind of packaging. This is flimsy, Jack. Come on now. The other thing is track listing. Side 2 opens with the song American Dreaming. Great. Track 7 on the back cover says it's the song Rosemary. Well, it is not the song Rosemary. It is track 8, Dollar Bill Bar, shows up as track 2 on side 2. They switched these two on the record. Now, I don't know if that's originally how it was supposed to be. I don't know if that's how it was actually recorded. It's probably how it was actually recorded. So it's probably correct on the wax, the way that it was. I mean, it was recorded, again, direct to acetate, and I doubt they played with the track listing at all. But whoever is in quality control, fix the track listing on your records. This should have been an easy thing to fix. Other things can be nitpicky. That's an easy thing. Again, you're promising quality. That's not quality. The next thing and the final thing. Again, I don't like to be negative in my videos, but this just, it ticked me off. And I've seen people that have talked about this, and I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in. I got the Third Man Records version of The Boys of Dungeon Lane, the new Paul McCartney album. Sounds great. Sounds like, it's a brand new record. It sounds good. I have another copy that I haven't opened yet from the listening party. But anyway, again, this was promoted as a test pressing white label variant. It's not a test pressing, but it's supposed to be, it's supposed to look like a test pressing. Which I get. It's cute. It's a novel thing. You've got a blank label there, both sides, nothing written on it. And again, you can see where this is going, because you see what this is in? Doesn't that look very similar to the Sierra Farrell outer sleeve that I had to use? You've got it. This is mine. This is the one I had to put in this so that it wouldn't get dinged and scratched. But did they give me a paper sleeve? A paper inner? No. They gave us absolutely nothing. What is it good for, Edwin Starr? This is still in the shrink, so the hole is not, it's covered with the shrink. And I get it. Okay, test pressings. This is, I guess, how they're given, like the white label test pressings and the cardboard sleeve. But this is garbage. This, after shipping, is like $50 to get it mailed to my house. And I should say, not received on release day. But it's completely empty. There's nothing like an insert that kind of talks about why they decided to do this. They literally took the script of the handwriting for the song lyrics for the song The Days We Left Behind, took a record with a white label, which I don't have a problem with this. But you did not give us an inner sleeve, at least to protect this thing in shipping. So this thing is just loose in this sleeve when I get it. And it's dinging around cardboard, so it's getting the dust all over it. I had to contact Third Man and say, hey, I'm disappointed in this. To their credit, they got back to me, but they were sure to say, oh, you need to take that up with Paul McCartney's ordering team. So essentially, Third Man, there it is. There's their logo. Capitol Records, Paul McCartney, MPL, all have their names attached to this. It's promoted as a Third Man item, but you've got to go through the Paul McCartney camp, and they're not going to answer. They're not going to respond. Third Man is at least still somewhat mom and pop like, And I really do appreciate them getting back. And I've had things with Third Man that I've had to, adjust, and they're always very helpful. Nothing against their customer service, but this is a McCartney issue, but your name is on it. It was pressed by Third Man Records. Therefore, you're the ones that need to take ownership of these orders and customers. Not to mention, okay, one more thing, and this is just coming to mind. This was sold out early. I was on this early, and I wasn't going to buy this to, flip it. I wanted the record. I was waiting for a cool variant. I was like, Third Man put out a cool one last time. This was a cool variant. I got it with a lot more hopes and dreams in mind. The day before the album is released, again, this thing's been sold out now for like a month. A few more show up in the shop, and they stick around for a long time. Don't like that. So that's all I got. What do y'all think? Have you had this issue? Talk to y'all later.